It's gone a bit off piste, maybe it's a bit too much, but a G-Wagon's a pretty decadent thing. It's not like, if you're going to have the most ridiculous car, you have a gold-plated Rolls Royce or a gold-plated G-Wagon. I think maybe in the 80s a gold-plated Rolls Royce is the crazy car, but now in like 2025, gold-plated G-Wagon has got to be like the ultimate fuck you. I have a load of alloy wheels, OZ interlocks magnesium ones for the 996 that I have not installed yet, and they are sitting upstairs in boxes and they've been there for too long. So I'm going to stick them up on the wall and add a bit less clutter on the floor and a bit more clutter on the walls of the workshop, because why not? It looks better than just a plain black wall. I hate DIY. I hate hanging pictures, hanging mirrors. It's like I'm allergic to anything DIY. I like cutting the grass. I like working on cars, but DIY, I just have like, it's not like it's my kryptonite, but I just hate the household DIY stuff. It's like, I don't know. Is anybody else like that? Is it just one thing that just, I'd do anything in a car, right? Anything, but just not interested in any DIY at all. I'm going to hang them with these. They're pretty heavy. That's just drywall gypsum. So I got these anchors. I'm going to mount them with that and see how it goes. And we'll, I don't know, hanging 8 of them. There's a steel rail there, so I'm going to sit them down on the rail, so the weight is on the rail and on this, so that they're not all hanging off of the wall, because even though they are magnesium, they are pretty light wheels for 18s being magnesium, but I'd still think it's a lot of weight to be hanging on just the sheetrock. So we'll have them sitting on this metal rail. The door still passes, so might look quite nice. A comedy of errors to fix things off. These, you need a metal expansion plug wall fixing tool to install, which they didn't sell me in the hardware store. They don't have in the hardware store, and it's 50 quid on Amazon for a rapid wall fixing tool machine. I should have read the instructions, because on the instructions it does have a machine that looks like a pop riveter, but it's not a pop riveter, and it's also not a riv nut tool either, trust me. The riv nut tool doesn't work. So yeah, another trip to the hardware store. We got some of these. We'll see if these work, but that's a comedy of errors to kick things off, it really is. We got them in. They look pretty good. Pretty pleased with that. For being a hater of DIY, they look pretty good. Looks alright. I don't think I'm going to I have 4 more black speed lines. I'm not going to put them up there because they're just going to sink too much into the wall, but looks pretty good. I like it. Let's go a bit further down the workshop and see how it looks. Oh yeah. Next, I'm going to get this grill. This is a spare grill. Spare grill. And I've got, just sounds funny. I've got that, and I've got the surround pods for the lights. I think I'm going to put that on the wall, and I'm going to put the outsides on, and then maybe put some lights inside it and see how that looks up on the wall. I might put that up in the office. I might go up and have a look now and try and measure that up and see how that looks in the office, and see, it's better than just sitting there, because this is the G-Wagon, this is a 460, has a slightly different front on it, so this grille and lights won't fit unless I change the wings, so I'm not getting into that, so I'll just stick to the standard grille that's on it. But it looks pretty good. I may as well mount it up on the wall and see how it looks, but pretty pleased with that. That looks pretty good. Our G-Wagon grill project has been coming along nicely. I have managed to mount it all up and it's sitting sweet. This grill comes in 3 parts, 1, 2, 3. So we got it all mounted. This is not going on the car, this is going up on the wall, or maybe behind the office, but it looks pretty nice. This is the best shape of G-Wagon grill, I think. I think these original early 2000s G55s are the best. So what we're missing on this one is this car had grills here. I have grills for this one, but this shape and this shape are not the same on the front. So these grills on this one are actually too big to fit on here. But I've been doing some serious bracketry coming on here. But we got it all lined up, panel gaps, everything looked pretty good. So it looks pretty nice. I actually have another black one, more modern shape grill, so I might make another one. These are just spares lying around, so maybe I'll sell them. Maybe I'll make one and sell one. But you can't really see it against this open background. You need to put it up, mount it up against something. I found some 7-inch like motion sensing, just round lights. So I might put them in. It'd be quite nice in the garage. If it's dark, you walk in the garage, you walk past it, and the lights just come on automatically. So we might get a set of them off Amazon and see how those motion sensing lights go in there. If it looks shit, we'll leave them out because they're kind of opaque. It'd be nicer to find some clear ones that would fill that out really nicely. And then on the motion sensor, so that you just walk past and they light up, that would be pretty cool. But I'm definitely going to buy a set actually and try them out, see how it looks. I have another 3-bar grill in here that I could try and make a more modern one. I think I have the side bits also. Yeah, I have the full set for this 3-bar also. This a more modern 3-bar grill, so we can do that one too. Good cameras, good camera action, John. I got another, yeah. So I've got here. Oh my God, so much stuff on the floor. Oh, that's exactly what I didn't want to do. Here are the grills for the lights, but we can see that these ones are too big. This is one of the differences. This is why I bought this front originally to put on this car, and then after some research I just learned that this just won't fit without changing the wings and everything. So we see these grills, but these are much bigger than the grills for this car. So these are canned for now. I might be able to find some Chinesium ones somewhere on eBay or something, or some second-hand ones, but I doubt it. They're probably going to be expensive. But I shall have a search. But yeah, it looks pretty good. I am contemplating what colour to paint it. The first G-Wagon I ever went in was actually this champagne colour. It was a G55. It had like a Cleanman supercharger on it. It was awesome. The noise of it, the noise of the early G55s is just unmatched because it's real. You know, I think a lot of the later ones are a bit more artificial, but those early G55s, and this one had the long tube headers on it and everything. And I don't think I've ever been in a car that you're just driving along, and when you put your foot down, it's just like a switch. It's like a switch that just turns on a smile on your face. You're just driving along and you put your foot down, like, bah, smile, foot down, bah, smile. It's a ridiculous car. But that was a long time ago. That was nearly a new car then, and that must have been 2005, 2006 or something. Yeah, maybe a bit late, maybe 2007 or 8. But yeah, Cleanman long tube headers, supercharger upgrade, and it was this gold champagne colour. And I'll never forget it. I can remember exactly when we were driving down the road, and I just, even at that time, I just remember it's just the cheesy grin it puts on your face because you're just sitting bolt upright like you do in a G-Wagon, in this big box and just flooring it, and it's just like bleh, bleh. Obviously I was like a fully formed adult at that point in time, but it's just something that like sticks in your head as like, oh, this is why I love G-Wagons, you know what I mean? It comes from that ride in that car, and it's not like, oh, you just put a little kid in a car and do something in an amazing car. I would turn him into a car person for life. I was already a car person, and it just made me an even bigger car person. My G-Wagon grille is now finished. I got it all painted and I sanded it down. I had to do a bit of work on it to get the grills covered up. The grills that were on it just wouldn't fit. I looked on eBay and Amazon like to get some grills, and the price of them are ridiculous. Even like the Chinese ones are still over €100, 100 quid for like Chinese, Taiwanese little grills. So forget that. So you can see here, I filled in the holes at the back here. There's 4 holes there and another one down there. So I got all the holes filled in, sanded. I sanded all the grill back. There's a few little dents on it, primed it, sanded it back, got it nice and smooth to get a good finish. And then I painted it. I went a little bit off piste with the painting. I used just some cheap spray paint. I didn't go over automotive paint, and I painted it chrome gold, chromo oro multi-surface. This paint's actually quite difficult to use to try and get like an even finish on like the chromeness of it. It's like I say, it's gone a bit off piste. Maybe it's a bit too much, but a G-Wagon's a pretty decadent thing. It's not like if you're going to have the most ridiculous car, you have a gold-plated Rolls Royce or a gold-plated G-Wagon. I think maybe in the 80s a gold-plated Rolls Royce is the crazy car, but now in like 2025, gold-plated G-Wagon has got to be like the ultimate fuck you, show of wealth. So I just painted it gold just to see how it looks, and it looks ridiculous, but ridiculous in a good way. It probably worked better than I thought. It's wall art, it's not going in the car or anything, do you know what I mean? It's just going to hang up on the wall, so it's pretty funny. It looks pretty good, we'll have a look. Fucking washer. So we can see here our nice, shiny. Now these, like I say, that paint is pretty hard to get a good finish on it. I might sand a few little bits back and come over again, because you can see like, some bits of it you can get like a really good chrome finish on it, and then some bits look a bit so it's pretty hard to get even goldness on it. Like those bits look like really chromy, and then less so in other bits, but you know, I'm hanging it up on the wall up there, so on the wall at 10 feet you don't really notice, but yeah, it looks fucking it looks wicked. I'm pretty surprised by it. Like, it came out better than I thought for like a stupid thing to do. Little experiment, so I'm pretty chuffed with that. And the panel gaps, I spent a long time lining up those the light pods. I think they're probably even better than they ever came from the factory, but that looks pretty good. I was like tempted to sand it and try and put a few more coats of that paint on it and see if I can build up a better finish, but then I don't want it inaccurate. I don't know if you can actually sand that paint. I imagine you can, but it's like, I don't want to. It'd be a nightmare if I have to start sanding all in between the bars and everything again, so I might just leave it how it is, but it worked out pretty nice. The brackets worked out all right. There's a 4-piece bracket, one on the bottom, one on the top, 2 side pieces, and then two bottom pieces, holding it all together, and just a bit of bending and a bit of drilling and a bit of aligning. I got it pretty much bang on, but just a tiny little bit needed of adjustment to get it all going. So that's our arts and crafts project for this week on our gold G-Wagon grill. I actually was like, oh, I wonder how much that gold leaf is and if I could gold leaf it all, but just to be like, gold leaf's actually surprisingly cheap, but the process looks like a bit of a pain in the bollocks, so gold spray paint it was. I think if I was going to make one and sell it for somebody, there is like a system you can do it for gold plate and plastic. You have to put like a ferrous base paint on and then you electroplate it. I was looking into that, but like the machines are actually bloody expensive. I don't know if you can just get a bath, like if you just get a big tub, like a big cooler, and put them in and put the electrodes in there. You could electroplate it in that instead of like just make a kit. Like people do it with bolts and stuff, like electroplating with bolts. But I've been meaning to get a kit of that for when we finish the G-Wagon, so I might look into for the other free bar grill I've got of if you could actually electroplate it in gold. Like the actual chemicals in the process is not that expensive, but just the people selling the kit seems expensive, so especially the gold one. So I need to see if the gold one works differently from just the normal bolt electroplating kit, because the normal bolt ones aren't that expensive. It just seems to be people selling the gold one is like gold tax on it, wealth tax on it for some reason. So, and gold leaf itself, doing it all in gold leaf, I think would be more artisanal and quite cheap. I think I priced up the square meterage of gold for it all, and it was going to come in at like 45 quid or something. So, and you obviously need the brushes and the chemicals and the stuff to get it to adhere, but that wasn't really that expensive. But I imagine that'd be quite a lot of man hours, and I do have quite a lot of jobs to be getting on with before I sit down and start gold leafing the G-Wagon grill just to hang up on my wall. But I'll mount it up now, stick it up, and we'll have a look at how it looks on the wall. So I've got it hanging up here on the wall. Where are we going? Up. Wow, that one's really good. So we got it hanging up here on the wall instead of just sitting in the workshop. It looks all right up there. I know it's not centered, but there's madness for that, because if I put it too close to the door, every time I come out the door, I'm going to try and knock it off the wall. But it looks all right. Maybe this camera doesn't zoom in enough from there. But here we go. But yeah, it looks all right hanging up on the wall there with my wheels and my grill. Bit of artwork in the workshop. It looks better. We've got it like hanging like on some nice brackets, so it's like floating off the wall. You can see there. Came out pretty good, sitting nice and straight, nice and balanced. How we've got the brackets hanging it up. It definitely looks better up there than it does anywhere else. It's too thick to put behind my desk. I was going to put it behind the desk in the office, but the way you have to stand it off with the angle, it would be just too much in the office behind the desk. And then I think if you put it anywhere else in the workshop, you're not really going to notice it. The other idea was to do the other grill, to do it and then have it there and then the other one below it in another colour. But I think you need like 3 of them. And I'm not going to buy another grill and set of headlight surrounds because they're really expensive. Actually, surprisingly expensive right now. A lot more expensive than these ones. I think I paid about 200 quid for that one before, and then just looking online, they're all starting at like 450, the used ones just now. So, which you think there should be tons of them, because loads of people are upgrading the fronts of their G-Wagons. People are always like upgrading the front of their G-Wagon to look like more modern ones, so you think there should be loads of older ones, especially this old early 2000s style, which would be my favourite. You think there should be loads of them lying around to pick up for pennies, but again, everybody seems to treat them like gold nuggets, and I want like 450 plus on eBay for them. So, but then I think 3 of them would look really smart on the wall. Why have one G-Wagon when you can have three? I've only got two, but maybe one day we'll get a third one.